Hey, this is Tyler at Young Guns. Today I'm going to be showing you a little bit about an English wheel and a Strecher stretcher that we have. This is our English wheel. The first thing I like to do whenever I use the English wheel is to take a tack cloth and get all the dust and contaminants off both your wheels. Whatever contaminants you do have on these wheels, both top and bottom, you're going to push them into the metal. So if you have a little rock or something, every time it touches the metal, it's going to put a little divot into the metal. It's a pretty good idea to also wipe down the metal to make sure that you're not bringing anything onto the wheels. And then one thing that we like to do here is we always wear gloves whenever we're dealing with bare metal, either aluminum or the steel. So we're not transferring our oils and moisture onto the panels and adding extra rust. But I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do a little tracking on this on the English wheel. First step is you take your piece of metal, and right now you can see it's just sliding right through. You're going to want to take your piece, tighten down the wheel. That's a little too tight. You want to get it in there so you can just hit it. You should just put a little bit of paint on the bottom of your hand when you smack it over. And then what you want to do with the English wheel here, it's called tracking. What you're doing here is you're looking for nice overlaying lines. What the English wheel does is it uses the top die and the bottom die. The top wheel pushes against this bottom wheel right here. You can see it has a little bit of a radius, but the metal pushes up and it's actually stretching the metal right at the contact point right here, and it's bending the metal. It actually bends it in 360 degrees. It bends it like in a bowl shape. So, got this wheel here. This is what you're looking for. Right here, you can see where all the track lines are overlapping on top of each other. What you don't want to see is something like this. You can see the distance in between each one. What you're going to get here is you're going to get an uneven stretch. So you're going to get stretch, flat spot, stretch, flat spot, stretch, flat spot. Where this guy is just it's constant stretch all the way across. One of the panels we've been working on here, this is a 33 forward rear quarter panel. This piece right here actually started off as a piece of flat sheet metal, cold roll steel. And we used both a Strecher and the English wheel to give it this shape. But I have a little flat spot in here. You got to stretch this center piece up here a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to have to refit this guy because the aluminum was a little thicker. All right, so I'm going to do the same tracking on here, keeping these nice and close. You can kind of hear when it hits a little bit of spot where maybe you might have got a little too much stretch, a little too much shrink. We're trying to make it so it's just a nice, smooth sound going back and forth in there. It's real important too to keep your hands. You want to keep them on the sides, pretty level with each other. So whenever you're pushing through, you have a straight push through the wheel, and you're not holding it this way and not really fighting the wheel. But we're gonna go ahead. I think that's pretty good right there. That looks pretty good. We're gonna go over the Strecher here. Got to add a little bit more shape into this guy this way. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it down this way. I could easily throw it in the Strecher this way, but it's not gonna allow me to see my whole piece. If I flip it upside down, I can put it in here and I can see the entire radius here. So it makes it a little bit easier for my eyes to focus on exactly where I'm going. So this is a foot operated Strecher built like Laze. Going through here. What this machine does is it's actually capable of either shrinking or stretching the metal. The way it does that is we have these little dies. And how it works is that the sheet metal is in between two pieces. This is the stretcher. So whenever the metal goes in there, it actually clamps onto the metal and then pulls it apart. So the shrinker is the exact opposite. It actually grabs the metal and pushes it together, getting a nice little shrink. So I'm gonna work this guy out. And it's always better to do a bunch of smaller, little lighter pressure shrinks than it is just to throw in one big one, especially when you're working with a nice complex shape like this. It'll give you a really big bulge in here, and it's not very easy to take back out, but we can do it. And as you can see, I'm working deep inside the panel here. I'm giving it a nice little pie shrink, which what it's doing is it's just gonna shrink it about 1 time up in here, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. So it's taking a pie cut and we're shrinking the outside edge down a lot more. That doesn't look too bad. All right, we can use both of these machines to make a variety of different parts and pieces. There's an aluminum hood scoop. Did a little 33 Ford Roadster body side. Got a motorcycle fender, a few other parts. All in all, pretty much your imagination and our ability will pretty much make anything that you'd like out of flat sheet, steel, stainless steel, or aluminum. Thank you.